And after the brief presentation, go ahead and turn the camera off.
Okay.
We're not movie pirates.
See you later.
But I'm a pirate.
Okay. Are you able to be here next week for the election? Okay, cool. The floor's yours.
Sorry.
Wasn't aware I was going to be televised, but okay. I'm
todo
going
mundo.
to be showing, depending on our time, 2 to 3 of the Wallace and Gromits. The Grand Day Out with Wallace and Gromit, which is the first Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit was produced, directed, written by Nick Park. The Grand Day Out with Wallace and Gromit was actually his senior final project when he was in college. And he actually got a job to finish it, and so, you know, I wish my final could make me money too. But, so it was released in 1989. It took him about 5 years to actually complete it. It's done in plasticine, stop animation. The only person that's really majorly a character would be Peter Salas, who does the voice of Wallace. And from what I found on the internet, although the internet is unreliable, Peter Salas actually did that for £50, which my sources on the internet said Nick Park wasn't sure why he agreed, because Peter Salas is a fairly well-known BBC actor, and he was kind of shocked that he went for that. So, you know, yeah, well, it's 4 different discs, so pop in the first one. A Grand Day Out, well, Nick Park, I'll tell you about Nick Park first, and then I'll tell you. Nick Park actually has oh, there it is. 4 Oscars, and he's been nominated for 2 others. He actually beat himself for his first Oscar. Grand Day Out was nominated.
Do you mean he beat himself or he beat himself? I've seen.
A Grand Day Out was nominated for Best Short Film in the '91 Academy Awards, but it was beat by one of his other short films called Creature Comforts. He won an Academy Award for The Wrong Trousers in '94 and A Close Shave in '96. He also won Best Animated Feature Film for Curse of the Were-Rabbit. And he was nominated for Best Short Film in Animation for The Matter of Loaf and Death. He's actually a commander of the Order of the British Empire. The Queen of England gave that to him in '97, which I found was interesting because that's one step below being a knight, or being allowed to say you're a sir. Also, one of the things that he does in his films is he has featured knitting in every single Wallace and Gromit film and the Chicken Run film, and all stitches and all the knitting is actually accurate, which seems a bit anal retentive, but
What do you mean by accurate?
all the stitches are correct, all the measures are correct. Basically, with the plasticine, he's actually knitted.
In stop motion.
Yeah. So, for anyone who's never seen a Wallace and Gromit film, Wallace and Gromit are basically, they're your basic, like, comedy duo. Wallace is a crazed, eccentric inventor, and he basically makes Rube Goldberg type machines. Gromit is his dog, who, a bit like Teller, never says anything and usually gets hurt and ends up, you know, fixing the machines. Grand Day Out, basically they run out of cheese and decide to go to the moon because the moon's made of cheese. If we have time, I also want to show The Wrong Trousers, in which they need money so they get a boarder who Gromit suspects is kind of on the shady side. And of course this is a weird animation, so their boarder is a penguin. And the one I'm not sure if we'll get have time to show, they're about all half an hour, is A Close Shave, where Gromit gets accused of sheep wrestling and other assorted crimes. And it actually has an interesting international story. On a promotional tour, Nick Park accidentally left the Wallace and Gromit and the motorcycle with sidecar in the trunk of his cab, and it's estimated that technically the item is priceless, but it would cost like $300,000 just to replace. And he panicked and made an appeal to the media, and the cab driver, you know, once he got off work, he actually saw the news, checked his trunk, returned it within 36 hours, and he was offered a reward, and he's like, no, you know, I'm just doing my job. So that was kind of cool.
So real quick, what made you choose Wallace and Gromit?
Wallace and Gromit, for one thing, everyone thinks of, you know, your CG and your normal inked animation, but stop motion animation is a very, you know, interesting form of animation. Basically, it's one of the earlier forms of animation, you know, because technically flip books are stop motion animation. So, and you know, the little machines where you put a nickel in and it spun a picture around. Also, Wallace and Gromit is silly, and I don't know, it's silly. It's a very eccentric animation that not everyone's gotten to see, even though it's won several Oscars and it's fairly popular in the rest of the world. Besides all the Academy Awards, he's won awards in film festivals and animation festivals around the world, not just in Britain and the United States. He's won in Brazil and all over Europe. And
Okay. Go ahead and get started watching this.
yeah.